Southgate is, for many intents and purposes, he's a little bit of a football terrorist. He doesn't like so much creativity, so much, firepower packed in.
I think Messi will win the Euros because I think they'll find a way.
Just this Croatia team, right? I'm not going to pronounce any of these names because my furniture will start floating. But hello, everyone. It's the summertime, and you know what that means for the football community in 2024. That means it's the Euros, and we're excited. We're super excited. We're on the back of a club season that has been historical for certain clubs, not so good for certain clubs as well. But then again, all that is left behind, and now we focus on the countries. So, without further ado, myself, Kavinka, with Abhishek and Shavin are joined by Thaveesha, who you see on screen is TJ, Stephan, and Kirti. So, it's a multinational one. It's just like the Euros last time, where all the matches were hosted at different stadiums. So Abhishek is in France, Shavin is in England, Kirti is from India, is joining us from New Delhi, and Thaveesha is from Australia. Stephan and myself are from Sri Lanka. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the boys and the guests introduce themselves. Thaveesha, where are you from and why are you inside a mall?
Okay, yeah. So I'm Thaveesha. This podcast was happening earlier than I thought, and but it's the Euros, and it's an important occasion, so it had to be in a mall, a good place with apparently minimal sound. But it's summertime football, and international football is back, and I think this time I'll be supporting Germany because Deutschland is sehr gut.
Fair enough. Stephan.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Stefan Costa, and I'm also a football fan since first time I saw the '98 World Cup. Yeah, that was the first time I ever watched. I'm a Chelsea fan by club wise from '97, and I support my first team I supported was Italy in the '98 World Cup. Luigi Di Baggio, Christian Vieri, and then later on, obviously England because of the Premier League. So it's very heartbreaking as an England fan for the last so many tournaments. So hoping that things will be better this time. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. And of course, we're glad to have Stefan because, as you heard, he's been supporting from 1998, which means I'm not sure about Kirti, but we were born in '99 and Shavin in 2000. And he knows his history. So if you have anything to argue in the comments below, Stefan, you're the man to counterpoint them. Kirti, you're joining from New Delhi. Also, Kirti happens to be our FPL League 23-24 season winner. So why not have him on the show? Kirti, go ahead and introduce yourselves to the audience.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Kavinka. Hi, everyone. I'm Kirti. I'm joining from New Delhi. I'm a non-resident TGS fan because I'm not in Sri Lanka anymore. I'm an Arsenal fan, if that wasn't very obvious. And I don't know, I guess I like pain in my life because I'm a Leclerc.
Show the badge.
There you go.
There you go.
And I'm supporting England in this Euros because I guess I like pain in my life because I'm a Leclerc fan in F1. I'm an India fan in cricket.
So Shavin, he's basically the Indian version of you. He's the Indian Shavin.
He's the Indian Shavin.
I'm nothing.
So let's see.
That's very interesting. Shavin, I think Shavin and Kirti should get on a podcast. I mean, they should have been on the podcast after the Monaco race.
Yeah, we'll set it up after this for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a few more podcasts. Yeah,
for sure. But super stuff. Kirti, glad to have you on board as well. And Abhishek probably supporting Spain, and Shavin is probably supporting England.
I mean, I'm not supporting anyone per se, but I would like my boys, the Barca boys to do well. But also, I think, the country which I'm living in right now, they have a very good chance. So, allez la France. Okay. I don't care, to be honest.
But yeah. So anyway, we're going to go ahead with the episode. And if you are wondering who I'm supporting, even though I'm wearing this French t-shirt, I want England to win except for one man. That person you'll find out throughout this episode. His name will pop up in quite a while. In fact, it might pop up in the first topic that we have actually. So the first topic is going to be about England and France. So is it good enough to come home, or will it go to the neighbor's house? That's what we're going to be talking about in the first topic. The second topic is the group of death. Who will win the group of death? The third is we need to talk about the younger players in this tournament. And some of them are Bellingham, Musiala, Lamine Yamal, even Wirtz, who was absolutely on fire yesterday. Also, we are going to be talking about the biggest underperforming team before wrapping up with the predictions. So, start with the first one. Is it good enough to come home, or will it go to the neighbor's house? So, we're going to be talking to maybe Kirti and Stefan about this as well. Shavin also can pitch in, but like, boys, do you think, like Kirti, do you think that England have the firepower? Of course, they have the firepower, but do they have the tactical genius to utilize that firepower and bring it home?
It's gutsy for you to put tactics and genius in the same sentence, because you have Southgate managing the team, and I have my opinions on him, as I know you do as well. But I feel like with England, their front four are all in form. They've had cracking seasons. You have Kane up front. You have Bellingham, who's he's the envy of everybody. He's on song. He's a CL winner now, so he's gonna come here. He's gonna be hungry. And then you have Saka and Foden also coming back of excellent Premier League seasons. And then you have people like Cole Palmer in the wings, who's really hungry, also had a good season. So I honestly reckon England have all the pieces of the puzzle to finish the job. But I'm really scared that the job may finish them this time, because their greatest enemy is themselves. Their mentality on the big stage goes a little missing. I hope they can keep the composure, because I think they're a shoo-in for the semifinals. But in the semis and the finals, it all comes down to whether they can maintain their composure.
Perfect. I think that really summed up everything. But I think from a historical perspective, I think Stefan mentioned that we've been seeing England fall through, like they haven't won the Euros at all. So and the only achievement for them internationally is the 1992 World Cup. This is despite having sides like a midfield of Lampard, Gerrard, and Scholes, which honestly is criminal. Add to that Beckham as well. Stefan, do you think that this team is probably the best on paper, or have you seen better teams in the past?
Just to give a history of the England heartbreaking. I remember obviously everyone knows about the hand of God goal. Then we had the 96 Euros losing on penalties in Wembley. They were in cracking form. They lost to the eventual winners. And then 98 Beckham getting that red card. Oh, it was horrible against Argentina. That was a turning point, and they lost on penalties. 2002 Ronaldinho's genius goal, 2-1. They are a crack team. They are a very good young team there. Then I remember this when England lost to Germany, was it 4-2, and Lampard hit that goal. They didn't have the technology, and it should have been a goal, but the linesman didn't give it. So there has been always something. They have basically not had any luck. Obviously, last time losing on penalties in front of their home crowd, where everything was in their favor. No? All the matches, because of COVID, they brought it to Wembley. So it is very difficult to say what has been going wrong for England ever since they won the 1966 World Cup. Like you said about the golden era, when they had Ferdinand, Carrick, Lampard, Terry, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, Michael Owen. It's just, how did they not win anything with that team? It was just too good. This team, I would say for the last 8 years, probably. Southgate was working with some of the senior guys now in the under-21. So England had faith that he has been working with this young crowd. So as he came in, I think all the old folk all kind of kept out, and fair enough. Maybe they needed something fresh, and he trusted the youngsters. And it's just that every it's actually the system that they have in the Premier League, where they are supposed to give a lot of youngsters opportunity in the first team, is actually helpful to the England setup. So it makes life, obviously it's harder for Southgate to choose, because there's so much of talent, just like the Indian cricket team. They don't know who, I mean, like guys like Madison and Rashford, and yeah, these guys missing out. I mean, it was, they could have got into any team. So they have so much
Yeah.
talent. So this team is very exciting. I really, I mean, Jude Bellingham is the star here. I mean, everyone is talking about him winning the Champions League. Even Jose Mourinho said that he's going to be the player of the tournament, and that's very exciting for an England fan.
Yeah.
I mean, what I feel is, okay, these players, if they play, just like Rodri played every match for Man City and they just lost the last one in the FA Cup. If they can keep these guys injury free, I mean, for me, it's Bellingham. Uh, I'm just going to the team. So Harry Kane, Kyle Walker, John Stones, uh, then obviously Declan Rice. If these guys can be like fit, I'll probably add in Alexander Arnold. If these guys are fit and if they start, England has a very good chance to go as far as they could. So, and like we said, like you guys said about the tactical genius, that's probably the only thing that's lacking from Southgate. I mean, he has the team. I mean, does he? I mean, this is probably his last chance to show that he has that genius of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, very optimistic. Yeah.
Very optimistic. And, like who else is optimistic? Of course, you have probably like the best sides, and of course, the young players littered in every squad. But special mention must be given to Spain and Germany also in this. Like we'll talk about Portugal later on. But I think Germany, Spain, of course, France will come into that now. Germany, France, Spain, even Portugal, like those four, I would say, are in an unordered list, like second to fifth, two, three, four, five, yeah, four. So second to fifth in no particular order, but yeah, England look favorites to win this thing, and it'll be a real shame if they can't
I think
capitalize
just to
on.
add on to everything that Kirti and Stefan said,
Mhm.
like everyone said, I think England's biggest weakness is their manager, and Southgate is like clearly England's biggest weakness because it's not the team on paper. But I think I have a question. Like, a question for you guys as well. And
Mhm.
Stefan can probably answer this. Has there ever been a team on paper, that an England team that you can say that this has been the best, that this is the best team entering this tournament? Because I don't think we can say that for like even for even for the last Euros or the last two World Cups, even when they were eliminated, even though they had a good team, I don't think we can ever say, oh, this is the best team in the tournament or the best team on paper that was eliminated. I think maybe you can in 2004 in the early days, but I don't know in the last decade if you can say that. I think there's a really strong case to be made that this team is now the best team on paper entering this tournament. Just because like they have the best player in La Liga, and probably you can say consider one of the best players in the world right now. He's had an incredible season in Jude Bellingham. They've got the top scorer in the Bundesliga, like you said, in Harry Kane. But this is not Arsenal bias, but I think uh probably Kane and Bellingham will be like the star players for England. But if England are gonna go through to like the semis and the final, I think Declan Rice is gonna have to have an incredible tournament, because he'll be playing with a very inexperienced partner in midfield with either Kobe Mino or Conor Gallagher. And I think unless he has an incredible tournament, England's not gonna go further. And it looks like in the bracket, like from the way the bracket's lining up, England will face the team that comes second from the group of death. So if that's Spain or Italy, that's going to be a huge match. And I don't know if they have like Keith mentioned, the composure to play those big games, and that's what we'll find out. But and also I think like Deschamps mentions, like Didier Deschamps is a quote saying that it's defense that wins these major tournaments. That's probably another weak point in England, given that Maguire is injured as well. I think going forward they won't have any issue because they'll have like guys like Cole Palmer and Jack Grealish even coming off the bench.
Oh,
So
Jack is not there. He got
oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh sorry.
Just want to. Yeah.
Oh my bad. But they'll have like, the likes of Cole Palmer coming off the bench. So I think yeah, I think like I said, I think Declan
Yeah.
Rice is going to be the key player for them this tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just want to add something to that in terms of selection. In what Stefan was saying as well, I think one name that everyone forgot was Jared Branthwaite of Everton, who was completely off the list, and I think he would have been an essential key because England defensively is bad. If you put Alexander Arnold in midfield, he doesn't defend. So centrally, nothing is going to go through. He will create, but he won't defend. So yeah, Declan Rice is going to be key for that. And if the defenders who are young get injured, there will be no backup because they are taking too many wing backs and centre backs. Like, wing backs basically. Right back, left back. So either you put Trippier in the middle, I mean, that's not going to work. Towards the end of the latter stages.
To be honest, though, I mean, you have a good point, but I think Kobe Mino will probably start for the same reason that you said.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's England. I mean, of course, they have their neighbors, and that's who I mentioned, France. Of course, you have star power there. You have the likes of Kylian Mbappe, who recently moved to Real Madrid. He is having like some of the best days of his life right now. Of course, he's going to try and capitalize on that. Then you have Dembele, who's coming off a really like decent season, like after scoring against Barcelona. Like I would say that he's improved in that sense. But as long as he can keep himself fit.
I'm sorry, he scored one goal. I mean, to find 2 goals and then disappeared in the.
Yeah, he was disappeared. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Champions League and Barcelona, but like he's good. He's good. And then you have Griezmann. Then you have Kante returning as well. I think that was something that I don't believe that Kante played in the World Cup final. Yeah, I should be knowing since I was there.
No,
but he didn't play.
He wasn't there in the squad because he was injured.
He didn't play. He was injured. Then of course you have the likes of Mbappe. You have Benzema. Sorry, Benzema is out.
Giroud is there.
Yeah, Giroud is there. So those players make up for a really decent squad, especially even in their defense as well. You have Konate, if he can keep himself fit, and also Upamecano.
Upamecano has been solid. You have Theo Hernandez, who is like a veteran in the defense. No, I mean just to add on that, since it's my whole team for now. But no, I think I'm not entirely sold on the fact that England are the favorites for this tournament, because you have a very solid France side, a France side who has been playing very good football in the past few years. Won the World Cup in 2018, 2020 Euros. I actually can't remember how they went out, but they were still a solid side. They won the Nations League.
They lost
after that.
Switzerland.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that was a penalty shootout. Yeah, true. And then, to be honest, I really didn't expect them to come. Go far in the World Cup in 2022. But again, they showed their quality as a team, and they went all the way to the final. And in the final, it took a very inspired Argentina team to win the World Cup for Messi to stop an Mbappe brilliance. Shavin, stop being so jealous just because your goat has nothing and my goat has a World Cup. I'm just kidding. But
no. But yeah.
No. But it was a very inspired Argentina side, right? Like they were not going to take a loss for an answer. Something Portugal knows nothing about. But no. But no. But regardless, like you have the star power as well, and you have a team. It's something we've been talking about quite a few times in recent history with the clubs. If you take Man City, quality-wise, they're probably the best team in the world. But as much as I hate to say it, I'm really shivering by saying it. Real Madrid have that winner instinct, that killer mentality when it comes to the big games, unfortunately for me. But you can't shy away from that fact that they are a champion team. They know they have the champion mentality. And France, in a way, have also been very solid in these international games. They have been performing when it matters. So add to that they have the experience in those big stages, because a lot of their players have played in the recent 2022 World Cup final, plus in the 2018 World Cup, which they won. Okay, so they have been in those situations. So that is why I think France are much more favorites than England, because England have kind of crumbled in those situations. Not to say that will happen again, but that is why I would say that France are, in a better spot to win the Euros. Which means the pressure is also on them, but I think they can handle it better. And added to that, as you said, Kylian Mbappe, I'm going to repeat myself, but he's been performing on the big stage when it matters time and time again. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So then, you have France, okay, you have England. Also, the curious cases of teams like Spain. Spain has a really good team on paper. I'm just going to read out some notable names. So you're Nacho, Grimaldo, Rodri, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, who we'll get to later, Morata, and Nico Williams.
Yeah.
That's a seed and Carvajal as well. So that's a good squad on paper. It's just that can they have not done well ever since 2000.
They did win the Nations League on penalties against Croatia. That's something to show for. I guess if you want to take it, take that as an achievement, which is right, which is a trophy that you want to win. No, they have a very exciting team. Being a Barca fan, I can be, I can say proudly that you will get. I hope I don't curse it, but Lamine Yamal is a very exciting player that's coming up, and the way he has already become Barcelona's main guy, it just goes to show what he can do with the ball at his feet. Pedri has always been, this star, and the guy is just waiting to burst onto the big stage, to make his presence known in a massive way. He's already a key player once again for Barcelona, but to make that big stride, because the talent has always been there. He's a wizard, right? So you have those players, and you have seasoned campaigners as well. Like you said, Morata, Nacho Fernandez, Dani Carvajal, all these guys. So yeah, they have a good mix of youth and experience. The problem is there's always been a question of goals up front, because you have all these creators, right? And a special mention to Nico Williams as well, who has been brilliant for Bilbao. He's been instrumental in their first trophy since I think since the 1970s or something like that. He's been a very exciting player to watch. So you have all this creativity. It's kind of like the Barcelona situation. Sorry, it's not biased, it's just reality, right? In Barcelona, we have this problem where you have so much of creativity coming, but you have no end product. And that is more or less the situation with Spain as well. Because Morata is a very seasoned striker, but then he has his moments where he can't finish, right? We started off well at Atletico this season as well, but towards the end, he couldn't find the back of the net easily. And that's going to be the problem, one of the problems, I think, for Spain, because, there's no point if you have, the Spanish way of ball position and, controlling the pace of the game if you don't have your end product. And added to that, your defense, it's a very solid defense, but then it's also getting on with age. It's not young as it was. So transitions and stuff like that against the counter, and that's why Rodri is going to be that key player once again. Again, we're talking about how these CDMs, the defensive midfielders, how important they're going to be for the team's success. And Rodri, one of the best players in the world right now, he went on that ridiculous run, like Stefan said, where he was unbeaten almost for the entire season until the FA Cup final. So once again, Rodri is going to be key for Spain's success, because he's the one who's going to help out the defense in transition, because he's the one who needs to be there to nullify any threats on the counter. So yeah, they have the tools once again, just like the other teams. All the teams have solid players. There are one or two questions in terms of attack, in terms of finishing, not creativity. And maybe the defense a bit because of age, but other than that, they have a pretty solid team. And also their coach, De La Fuente, is someone who has worked with all these players from the junior levels. He's been part of the under-19 setup, under-21 and all those things. So he knows a lot of these players, right, growing up. So that could help them as well, because he knows the strengths of these players and how they operate. So that could help in Spain's favor as well.
Guys, can I give you a statistic? Sorry, I had to go back to France. This is an incredible statistic. 2016 Euros, 2018 World Cup, 2020 Euros, and 2022 World Cup. They haven't lost one game in the 90 minutes. They're unbeaten. The 2016, they lost in extra time. They lost to Portugal.
See, that's the thing, right? Sorry, go ahead, Stefan.
I'm just thinking Didier Deschamps should be the coach of England. He will, because he's a tactician.
100%.
And Southgate being the coach of France.
no,
kind of
it's true.
Different.
100%, and that's why I'm not really sold on the fact that England are the favourites. And you got to take into the fact that there's always the British hype hype train that always takes off at these tournaments. The media plays a massive role. But in terms, like I said, in terms of experiencing clutch moments, Deschamps and France, they are way ahead.
Abhishek, I think to talk about your point on Morata, I think he's coming off his best season statistically, which is only 15 goals, I think, which is like his peak season. So that's probably
that's the thing, right? So he started off pretty well with Atletico at the start of the season. He was pretty solid. He and Griezmann, they connected very well. But towards the end, they fell off, and that kind of showed with Atletico as well. They finished fourth behind Girona as well. So that's the problem. Like we said, like going front, it's not creativity because you have these immense creators like Pedri. You have even Fabian, who played for PSG. He had a pretty solid season. So you have those players as well. And Nico and Lamine Yamal on the wings causing havoc. Morata needs to fire from the middle if they want to have success, because your defense is not going to always save you, because, like I said, age is a problem. So yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm going to.
Thaveesha, actually, I just want to speak to Thaveesha about this now. Hold on to that thought. But since you're a German fan, I just want to say.
Oh no, I wanted to. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to add to the France and Spain point. That's why.
Go ahead.
So I have two names from either team that I think goes under the radar but will have most impact. I think for Spain it will be Dani Olmo, who will be wearing the number 10 jersey. And for France, it's going to be Marcus Thuram, because unlike Randall Kolo Muani, he's going to finish his chances. If you know, you know it. Yeah. And go ahead. Ask me that German question. Yeah.
I have no problem that Kolo Muani didn't finish his chances. I have no issue whatsoever.
I think if he wanted to speak, I think he unmuted his mic and then
go ahead.
Unmuted.
So I just wanted to add one more thing on Spain, right? First thing is Gavi is injured. He's not in the squad, right? I think that's a key component, because you have a settled team, but then you also have you want to have options, right? And the second thing is Pedri is coming off of an injury, right? He had a layoff. I'm not remembering for how long, but it was, I think, multiple months. So he's going to be a little cold. He needs to settle in, and they stayed away in the group of death. They have a game against Croatia in 7 hours, so we'll get to see how that happens. And the third thing is on Rodri. Rodri had an excellent season, right, for Man City. There's no questions about it. But Rodri in the national team is very different, right? It's really mind-boggling, because with Man City, the entire team is designed to give him control. Whereas the Spain team has a knack for flair. They play openly, and I'll be curious to see how Rodri fits in, which is the reason why I'm not fully sold on Spain this Euros.
All right, so that was about England, a bit about Spain as well as France. We are going to be talking about this one team. Actually, not this one team, but rather the hosts, Germany. And actually, there's so many exciting players. I'm just going to speak to Thaveesha about this. But, Shavin mentioned that Declan Rice has to have a good tournament. What he means by that is the marshal in the midfield, has to have a good tournament. And I feel like even in the past, if you look at the sides of, say, Rodri, he's a DM. You could say that Liverpool had issues with finding a DM. That was a real position that they were looking at. Manchester United having difficulties with the DM in the form of Casemiro. You have this DM position that has turned into such a pivotal point and aspect in football in the 21st century and in the 2020s. But
that's what I said.
Kroos is you can say he's a DM, you can say he's a centre midfield as well. But then again, how important, we're just going to be talking about Kroos. Of course, we can talk about the younger players later on, but Kroos, how important of a role does he have in his final international tournament and even final tournament in his footballing career?
So absolutely, I think it's pivotal for him, because it's more than his ability, it's his experience in marshalling the troops. because if he's playing the CDM, he's going to manage the younger players on how they're going to run through the channels. And especially having Gundogan in front of him is another thing that will be very useful as well, because he'll be marshalling them and controlling the defense as well. So I think having Cruz just put crossfield balls, just like we saw he put to Kimmich yesterday, and towards the first Wirtz goal, yeah, I think that's how important he is. Just bring it from the front, long balls towards Kimmich or towards the other wing, and yeah, get the youngsters going.
Yeah, I think also another important person in that team would be Thomas Muller, who also might play his final international game, international tournament for Germany.
Yeah.
So him and Neuer.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of experience. Like imagine being in the team that has that sort of experience, and then also you have flair players like Wirtz and Musiala.
Musiala, yeah.
Crazy.
And you forgot Gundogan as
I think it was-
well. Gundogan is the captain of the team. Possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kai
no,
Havertz,
that's
Kai.
Kai Havertz, yes. King Kai.
Kai Havertz. Yeah.
Anyway,
That as well. But anyway, but
I feel like
move on from
Fulkrug.
that because,
No.
no, sorry.
I feel like Nicholas Fulkrug will have a good tournament, low key. It'll go on the radar because he scored yesterday as well. So yeah,
Yeah, you have characters like that as well in that Germany squad. So hence, what we are not going to speak too much about the Germany squad because honestly, they are also a favorite. I would say like that top three for sure, given the fact that they are on home side. But we'll move on from those teams. We'll move on.
Just to add to last time the World Cup was in Germany in 2006. You know who won? And what happened to Germany?
Yeah, so it was
you
Germany
know,
came third.
Germany lost to Italy in extra time, 2
Yeah.
goals in semi-final,
Yeah.
and Italy went on to win. So yeah,
Mm.
playing in your home country is a added pressure, and also there is both sides an advantage as well. It depends how you are up to the expectation of whether you can handle the pressure well. So they did fumble once. That was also a young, exciting team. I think Jurgen Klinsmann was the coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So they have a young super coach with Nagelsmann, and everyone seems to want him in Europe. Yeah, I mean, it's
except Bayern
exciting.
Munich.
Yeah. I mean, they have Champions League winners in this team. They have Bundesliga winners in this team. They have experience, like you guys mentioned, with Muller. I mean, Joshua Kimmich is like a Philip Lahm player. He can play anywhere in the team except for goalie.
100%.
I don't know if he can. I mean, goalie. I mean, he's that talented. So they have a young and experienced Jamal Musiala. Everyone's talking about this young guy. Some say that he might be moving to Madrid. Yeah. I mean, let's see. But it's going to be. It's exciting if you're a German fan. There's a lot of talent, and they have a young, talented manager as well. So it's going to be. They have started very well with yesterday's match. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So moving on from Germany, also we're going to be talking about the second topic, which is who will win the group of death. So the group of death is Spain, Italy, Croatia, and Albania. And a lot of people have said, knowing Italy and their side right now, they're going to lose to Albania. So thing is, Albania is one of those sides that can pull off an upset. Like if they're going to pull off anything, it's going to be an upset. But we spoke about Spain, so I don't think that needs to be covered too much. Italy, really good side on paper. Croatia. Does anyone want to have a go at Croatia? Because honestly, they're one of those sides who, they do get to the semi-finals or finals of any tournament, recently, maybe except for the 2021 Euros, where they crashed out. They did get to the semi-finals of the 2022 World Cup, and except for a Messi masterclass, they could not get through to the finals. But they did reach the World Cup final in 2018. Who could forget that? But Modric is the main player. I think, Stefan, would you like to just talk about how Modric and that sort of a role is pivotal to Croatia?
Yeah. So yeah, Croatia is one of those teams that if you're Spain and Italy, you'll be like having sleepless nights. How do you play against these guys? They have had very good recent tournaments in the World Cup and in Euros. Modric, yeah, I remember when he came to Tottenham. Even Chelsea was interested with him, but they had a lot of staff midfield, and he chose Tottenham, and he played really well. But still, they could win a trophy. And then he went to his remove to Madrid, and it just worked perfect for him. And with the managers that there, and what has he not won with Madrid? He's won countless Champions Leagues. Yeah, it could be his last one as well, like for most of the experienced players. Heartbreaker, obviously, at the World Cup. I mean, if they lost to a deserving team that day in the semi-final, so he's won the Champions League. Would be a fitting way to say goodbye to the game if he could go one better. Since they lost the World Cup final, also the previous one in France to France. So yeah, I mean he is obviously their main player. But like we've all shared about, all these players have had good club seasons. The problem is, obviously, when you're playing for your national team, we are not going to see 5-6 goals. Yes, the last night's match is a great start. Let's hope that we will have more goals. But this is international football, which is very difficult, and you're playing with a team which you have moved in the last few weeks. So obviously, it depends who clicks. How quickly they're able to click with among each other and get the team going. Obviously, the manager plays a huge part here, getting the team together, no matter what issues they are having internally. So yeah, I mean, it is going to be challenging for these managers, and it depends which team does it quicker, so that the results will favor for them. So yeah, so Modric has had this crazy, awesome season, like most of the Madrid players, but is he hungry enough to go and do it for the national team? So, and are these players fit? That's the main thing, because they have played long seasons, no? So, are these players going to be fit enough to play all these matches? And because you have few days of break, no? And you're playing 90 minutes, so you have to rest, you get ready. So that plays a big part for all these teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to remind everyone, back then Italy is coached by Luciano Spalletti, who famously also coached Napoli, Inter Milan, and AS Roma. So he has that Italian experience. He knows his players well as well, because he has coached some of them. Actually, Kirti, I want to get to you.
Kavinka, one more thing. Spalletti coached Napoli to their Serie A championship.
Yes, exactly.
Seasons back.
Exactly.
So, well, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so he knows a thing or two about winning titles as well. So, just this Croatia team, right? I'm not going to pronounce any of these names because my furniture will start floating. But you have the likes of Guardiola, you have Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic. Also, you have Kramaric, who I think plays at Hoffenheim. Then again, it's not the type of names we're used to seeing. Like, most of these names aren't household names, so it's going to be a bit tricky for Croatia. It's not like they have Perisic as well, because he's recovering from an injury. But Kirti, just speak to me about how they can progress as a team. Like, what departments will be essential for them to operate in an efficient manner to maybe even reach the final?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's two things, right, with Croatia. First, as we saw in the last World Cup, they play as a team. I guess it helps that every player has the same last two letters. I don't know, but there's just something about their team. They are able to gel together. They work as a unit. They play off of each other really well. And two players is the two City boys, which I'm most excited about. Right, you have Kovacic, who after the move from Chelsea has provided so many options in one body to Guardiola, because he can provide you control, he can provide you ball progression, but at the same time, he's also happy to cover for other players' weaknesses, right? He'll drop back if you want him to, he'll bomb forward if you want him to. And that left side, if Perisic is able to, get into the team, you have Perisic at left wing, you have Guardiola at left back, you have Modric in the middle pulling the strings. I don't want to be the right back who faces them. It's going to be really tough. I don't think Guardiola will have that sort of license to bomb forward. But he is a player that really excites me. particularly because this last FPL season, I did not have Guardiola in my team, and I can't tell you how many times I had my ass clenched watching City, watching this guy just get braces for fun. He played like a goddamn striker, right, for that team many times. I don't think in the group of death they're gonna go for more control with these games, but I still think that it's a very very exciting team. I definitely bet on them to get out of the group of death safely. It remains to be seen whether they can replicate those performances once the knockouts start. But it's an exciting team for sure. A little old, but quite exciting still.
For sure. So yeah, that ends our discussion on the group of death. Really exciting group to see. It's not like that. It'll be some kind of like fireworks as well. You're not gonna expect fireworks, but those are three decent teams like Spain, Italy, and Croatia, still looking for some kind of glory on the international stage. But we're going to move on to the players, that is the young players. Now, of course, when you have school and the teacher gives you homework to also do at the Euros, it's not going to be easy, right? That's what Lamine Yamal is going through right now. So we have this current crop of players, which honestly, you could say aren't at Messi, Ronaldo's level, but maybe if you want to compare, maybe Mbappe is right there. But then again, you have exciting players. You saw Wirtz yesterday and Musiala yesterday. I've spoken so many times about this in this show itself. I just want like each of you guys to mention your top players who you look forward to seeing at the World Cup. I know there were small mentions here and there. Of course, the popular ones are Jude Bellingham and stuff like that. But also you have Dani Olmo, which TJ mentioned, Thaveesha. So like we'll start with Thaveesha. Like, who are you excited to see at this World Cup?
Yeah, so I've got two picks. I've got Netherlands Xavi Simons, and I've got Turkey's Arda Güler. So those are my two picks. Yeah. Or you could even go like a dark horse pick, Serbia's Benjamin Sesko. If you know, you know. Yeah, that's like a yeah. So those are my three. Yeah.
Is your picks. Stefan, what do you think? Oh my gosh, you see. Oh, Stefan, what do you think about like who are your top picks to see at the Euros, the younger players?
Florian Wirtz is one. Pedri, one. And Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, top three. Okay, interesting. No Jude Bellingham in there.
Well, wanted to give something different. Yeah, but obviously Jude Bellingham is going to play a big part. Everyone is
yeah. Abhishek, your top three. Please don't say
you know who it is. I mean, there's only one guy right now who is going to be number one. I think it's Lamine Yamal because, like I said before, right, the guy has suddenly become the main guy for Barcelona, and I don't see why he can't be the main guy for Spain. And the fact that he's only 17 and already making the waves in football, I'm really excited to see what he will do in this tournament. And now that I've said that, he's probably going to have something happen to it, sadly. But no. I'm really excited to see what he will do.
Kirti? What are your top three? Or like top five?
Yeah. I did have a list, and I know this name has been said a couple of times, and I'm going to start with this guy because I saw him live yesterday. Florian Wirtz, right? Wirtz, how you pronounce that?
The commentator pronounced Wirtz. That's okay. Time.
Yeah. So Florian, right? He's gonna be really. He's already setting the stage on fire. Right? He had such a good season with Leverkusen. Leverkusen completely tore it up till their absolute last match. But still, he's I believe he's 21 or less than 21, and he's already played over 100 Bundesliga games. Right? That is an incredible, insane stat, and it just goes to show that he's one of the best dribblers that Germany has produced. And also he's going to be playing off of Cruz, right? And you have Musiala up top. That is excellent. And lastly, on Wirtz as well, he's a cheat code for anybody who's playing Euro Fantasy out there. He's priced so cheap, so good, already got a goal. Excited to go. I'm not playing Euro Fantasy, just to clarify, but if anybody is, he's one to watch out for.
Why are
secondly,
you not...
yes.
You're
Oh,
an
I have
FPL.
it's been a rough season. Lots of looking at XG and whatnot. I would just like to watch a game and have no horse in the race. Just let the football dominate. Secondly, Cole Palmer as well. I think he's gonna get a few starts, and I think he's gonna have an impact. I just hope he doesn't pull off that celebration. It's just it's so shit. And a third name that I'm gonna throw into the ring is Lukas Sukic. He's Croatian. He's gonna be on the bench. Yeah, I don't know whether it's like a requirement to play for Croatia that you have to be 32 and beyond. So I don't know if he's going to get these starts, but whenever he comes on as an impact, 70 minutes, 75 minutes into it, I think he's really going to be a super sub. I'm one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Thaveesha.
I have a question for the England fans. What do you think of Eze of Crystal Palace and his impact as a young player, and how he will affect?
So, I can answer that at first. Just two things to add from my side. He's excellent. Him and Olise are the only reason why Crystal Palace even have any sort of attacking impetus before Mateta became prime R9. But so he's really excellent. I just don't see him fitting into the England team, but also B, with Southgate's tactics, because Southgate is, for many intents and purposes, he's a little bit of a football terrorist. He doesn't like so much creativity, so much, firepower packed in. I think if he has to pick someone for that ability, I feel like Jared Bowen is a name that steps forward because he's able to provide you with a little bit of more control. I really hope to see Eze in that three-line shirt, but I'm not holding.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the thing is with Southgate, when England goes 1-0 up, it just feels like they don't want to attack. After, he just wants to sit back and defend. But I mean, it'll be really nice if Eze does get a chance to play, because I think it's a really exciting play. He had this amazing goal a few years ago where he dribbles from like half line for Crystal Palace. I think that's where people really got to know him. If he gets the opportunity to recreate that, I think in the Euros it'll be really nice.
Shavin, who are your top 5 picks for?
I generally, like Kirti said, I think Florian Wirtz and Moisala I'm really looking forward to seeing. And aside from that, I think obviously this is a very obvious pick, but I think Bellingham's had an incredible club season. If he has an incredible Euros, if he can recreate that in the Euros, he's gonna, he's probably gonna win the Ballon d'Or, and he's gonna reach a different level. And I just want to see the horror on Abhishek's face when that happens. So just for that, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Do you know what will happen as soon as Messi wins the Copa America? It's going to be...
I think Messi will win the Euros, because I think they'll find a way. When Argentina, just Messi, I feel like they'll find a way for him to.
Yeah, Messi.
See, I have an argument to that. But what if Vinicius wins the Copa America?
See, that's the thing, right? Because people are kind of okay. Look, people are going to say I'm being salty, but this is just facts. Bellingham had an incredible season. I'm not saying no. But a lot of it was during the first half of that season. The second half, he really tailed off. And people don't realize that. It's fine. I mean, you can't maintain that level of performance over a season. I mean, it's not easy, right? Ronaldo and Messi were freaks in that regard. But if you look at Vinicius, and I'm not a fan of Vinicius. I mean, he's a great footballer, but he really irritates me. And obviously, being a Barca fan, it's even worse. Okay. But if you look at his statistics and the way he's been playing, he's been much more vital for Real's success. I'm not saying that makes Bellingham much less of a player in terms of how much he's been effective, but Vinicius has just been that much better, in my opinion, over a season. And I don't think a lot of Real Madrid fans would disagree. But again, it comes with that England PR and all those things. Again, I'm not belittling Bellingham's achievements. He's been incredible this season. But Vinicius, for me, has been just that bit better. So it's not a surprise if Vinicius
fans
would
here
win.
think Bellingham's like the best player in the world, by the way.
That's the England PR, right? Unfortunately, but even like it's not even a conversation that Bellingham's form kind of tailed off towards the end. Even in the Champions League final, I mean, he got an assist, great, all that, but it wasn't like he was the presence like right throughout. It was Vinicius who was, running that game. In a positive sense. So yeah, but yeah, it won't be a surprise if Vinicius wins the Ballon d'Or.
Can I
It'll
say
hurt
something?
me. It'll hurt me, but yeah.
Yeah. Can I include something?
Yeah. Sure.
So talk about the England question. So yeah, someone mentioned about Jared Bowen. Good point. He's very interesting, and I'm very happy that Southgate added him to the team. He adds something different. He's very good. He's very underrated also. I think he should be playing for a good team. But the thing for me is, see, last time's heartbreak. If you remember, England lost on penalties. Saka and Rashford missed, and they were given a horrible time on social media due to their color. And Saka was the one that went through it the worst. And he has obviously this tournament to prove his critics wrong. And obviously he got a lot of help after that incident. Everybody came out and helped him out, and he's got stronger. So has a lot to prove. He can win back all, show that he's back to his best. And the two things about Ollie Watkins, he's the second highest score in the Premier League. He's had a brilliant season. Obviously, Harry Kane is going to be starting, but this guy can come off as a super sub and be as sneaky and he can make some goals. And Ivan Toney, this guy, as you all know, he has come back with his. He was out of the game with his betting charges issue, and he's back. So obviously, Southgate has brought in some players who have a lot to prove, and obviously he could add something different. Ivan Toney. So yeah, it is. There's a lot of options. That's again another problem for the England manager. What's the system he's going to play, and who's he going to choose, and who's he going to leave out, but who's he going to bring in?
I just want to put a small point just before we head into the predictions and also the underperforming team, which I'm just going to quick fire to everyone. Portugal, where do you all think that Portugal will end up?
Yeah, I was just seeing the team. Honestly, I think on paper they look good because they have a good keeper in Costa, good shot stopper, very promising. They have a settled defense with Danilo and Diaz. They have Cancelo and Dalot. Now Cancelo always, of course, he has a big question mark over his temper, right? But hopefully that would not be an issue at the big stage. Then you have Bruno Fernandes and one player also who's there, Joao Palhinha. He's had an incredible season, right? He's been very, very promising. In that setup with Fernandes alongside with him, and then you have Joao Felix and Fabio Silva in front of him, right? And of course Ronaldo as well. So I think he's one to watch out for. Of course, you do have a 39-year-old fitness beast, right, who's leading your line. So there will be a few question marks over Ronaldo. I wouldn't be surprised if they just take it easy with him, give him. Maybe I doubt we're going to see him do full 90s, especially in the group stages. They do have a pretty straightforward group. But I think I won't be surprised to see them in the semi-final, but probably beyond that, I doubt it.
Yeah, because the level of football that he's playing in Saudi Arabia is not comparable to the level of football that he's playing in Europe. It's not even it's just that it's logical, it's common sense. Thaveesha, without explaining your reasons and creating another podcast episode of this, can you explain or just tell where Portugal will end up?
I'm telling top four, easy path to top four. They have their good players. They have their old players, as previous people mentioned. They have good young players. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephan, where do you think Portugal will end up in this tournament?
Semis minimum. The talent they have is just like England team, unbelievable. Some of these players are just so good. It's really surprising that how they not perform. Okay, they did win the Euros 2016. So they have shown they can come up. Without Ronaldo playing that final, I think he got injured. Obviously he has to play. As you all know, he was dropped from the Morocco match, and obviously that was not a good thing. And he will obviously play a lot of leadership role. He'll probably even do a bit of coaching because you have the best player of all time, or one of the best. So he's going to play a major part in motivating the team. And this team is superb on paper. And it's going to be those big games, like we said, that England are going to win, and so it's all about. And it's better to play those big games in your earlier matches so that you're kind of warmed up, and rather than waiting till the latter part, so where you're not ready for those. So you start. So the group of death, those teams that are playing will obviously kind of benefit them more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So down to the last bit, we're in the final stages, the predictions. So it's going to be the winners, the underperformers, the standout player, meaning your best player, and the golden boot. So we're going to start with Thaveesha. Who do you think is going to be the winner? Just quick 5 questions. No need to explain.
Okay. Winner's going to be France. I'm going to say best player is going to be Mbappe because he has more freedom now. I'm going to say golden boot is going to be Mbappe as well. I'm going to say underperformer is going to be Italy because they're not going to make it out of the group of death. And underperformer is going to be Poland's Lewandowski. Sorry, Abhishek.
I mean,
What?
is he not
Okay,
playing?
never
He's injured, right? He's out.
Yeah, he's not.
Wait, is it? Oh, okay.
He's out.
Then okay. Then I'm going to go Foden. I know it's unpopular, but I'm going to say Foden. Foden's not going to fit in this team.
Well, it's not going to fit. All right, so Kirti, winner, underperformer, standout player, and golden boot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get some laughs, but winner, I'm going for England. I think the stars have to align. Southgate's last season, England. Underperforming team, by far Belgium. They're gonna drop a stinker, like never seen before. No Courtois, nothing. It's gonna be bad. Best player, can't put it past Mbappe. He wants to make a point before the move to Real is suddenly finalized, but before he dons on the jersey. Golden boot, I want to say Mbappe, but honestly, I won't be surprised if Harry Kane gets it. And bad players, Lukaku. It's going to be a generational shitter from him. It's going to be so bad. I'm here for it. So.
Who? I didn't hear what he said. Lukaku. I love the honesty.
Stephan, your winner, your standout performer, your underperforming team, and your golden boot winner.
Winner France. Player of the tournament. Golden boot Mbappe. Player of the tournament Jude Bellingham. Underperforming team Spain.
Nice. Abhishek?
Let Shavin go first. Shavin.
So winner, I'll say England. I think standout player, I'll just go on brand. I'm gonna say Bellingham. Golden boot, come on, what are we doing here? I think Ronaldo's gonna win the golden boot.
You have to play, bro, to win the golden boot in the first place.
I mean, I had to put him in somewhere, so I'm just gonna say he's gonna win the golden boot. And underperformer, we haven't spoken about them, but I think Netherlands.
Kavinka.
Abhishek?
Kavinka. I'll go last.
You want me to go? Okay. So, winner is going to be, Germany. I'm just going to say Germany is going to be the winner. Then standout performer is going to be Mbappe. Golden boot winner is going to be Mbappe as well. And the underperformer is going to be England.
All right, cool. So for me, La France, obviously, I think stand-up player Kylian Mbappe. We are going all generic here. Golden boot, it could be a tie between Mbappe and Kane. That I could see that happen. I don't know why, but yeah. And underperformers, England, because I think anything short of a final or a win would be underperforming with this team. But yeah, so yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, then. I think that wraps it up. So
Yeah,
the Euros have officially started.
When are you going to do the Copa America episode? That's also important. Not just Europe.
Yeah. Who watches Copa at 5:30 in the morning, man?
Me. When Messi plays.
Fair enough. Your time zone favors it.
Yeah,
but
true.
as soon as he wins the Copa America, he'll win the Euros as well the next season. But no, it's been a good episode. I think that was a great discussion. Like, I feel like as a co-host, there was quality in this episode. Like, we didn't go overboard with any topic. Like we didn't spill into any topics. We kept to the points as well. But I hope you enjoy this. Thanks so much, guys, for joining in from different time zones. Thanks so much to Abhishek and Shavin for downing 2 coffees and trying to get this. Thanks to Thaveesha for. I still don't know what you're doing inside the mall, but yeah, just go home, man. But thanks.
It's
thank
funny
you.
how Thaveesha knew that there was an episode. I said it before, but Thaveesha knew there was an episode happening, a podcast episode, and he was outside. And the first thought he got was, you know what? I should go to a mall.
Wait, what time is it in Australia right now? Is it like late night?
No, it's like 8 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. now.
Wait, is your dinner in the mall?
No, I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, that's sacrifice. Huh? He hasn't seen
That's
yet.
commitment.
The commitment.
Who manages your calendar? Southgate.
Let's put that aside.
Yeah, let's put that.
But yeah, thanks so much, Stefan. Been a pleasure. Thanks so much for giving that historical insight as well. We're hoping to have all 3 of you probably in the future. If time permits, we need to have some sort of a Premier League or even just the club season preview episode as well. But thanks so much for joining from Abhishek, Shavin, Kirti, Thaveesha, and Stefan joined from all parts of the world, and myself, Kavinka. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy the Euros final on the 15th of July. Hope to see all of our predictions come true. I know it won't, but hope to see it come through. Take care and bye-bye.